Hey guys, welcome back to Olubori TV. So, following a breakdown in the negotiations between the Labour Party and the NNPP of a possible merger, a chieftain of the LP and the person of Victor Umeh has come out to give reasons why Peter Obi can't step down for Kwankwaso. You recall that this was what Kwankwaso said in his interview on Arise TV, citing it as potential deal breaker for the merger, because he expected to be the president while Obi became VP. So the chieftain has said the presidential flag bearer of the party cannot step down for Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso of the New Nigerian People's Party, insisting that Obi is the one Nigerians are yearning for right now, which is true. He has a point. Umeh, who is a senatorial candidate of the Labour Party in Anambra State, disclosed this on Tuesday, days ago, while speaking on the chances of the party in the 2023 general elections on Channels TV. Peter Obi and Kwankwaso have been in talks since they both emerged as presidential candidates of their respective parties of a particular merger that would have been beneficial to both of them if it was ever achieved. But the merger talk did not succeed over indecision on who would be the vice presidential candidate and who the president would be. The major issue, according to Mr. Victor, the senatorial candidate, the major issue as it stands today is who will become the president and who will become the vice president. I believe this is the time really to advise, especially those who are behind the candidate of the Labour Party, that for me, I have seen an opportunity for the Southeast to be relevant in the next dispensation. Kwankwaso said. This relevance to him was in the place of a vice president. Umeh, however, expressed surprise that the NNPP presidential candidate is going to the media with the discussion the parties had, stressing that the discussions ended more than 2 weeks ago, on the 15th of June. We are surprised at the recent media bliss by the members of the New Nigeria People's Party to continuously suggest that they are locked in a negotiation with the Labour Party to have an arrangement where the two parties will work together. This is funny. That would mean that the negotiations have been over for a very long time, but the NNPP seems to keep pushing the narrative that negotiations are still on. They are just peddling falsehood. Just falsehood. This discussion, according to Mr. Victor Umeh, was had precisely on the 15th of June, adding that the negotiation was on the premise that the two parties could easily win the presidential election if they worked together. A lot of Nigerians shared this belief. I am one of those Nigerians. I felt if Kwankwaso brought the North, Obi could take the South, and somehow, some way, they could meet in between. But definitely Peter Obi would be the president while Kwankwaso would be the vice. When it became obvious that it had become a dialogue between a deaf and dumb person, we called off the negotiation, but we didn't come to the media to say we had a discussion that collapsed. He said it was wrong for the NNPP to continue giving the impression that it was still in talks with the Labour Party. They said it is Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso that will be the presidential candidate, and we consider it not in tune with the current reality. If Mr. Peter Obi, who is being sought after by a broad spectrum of Nigerians to be the presidential candidate, will now step down for the senator, he will be injuring his reputation. The sentiment on the ground is that there should be power rotation between the North and the South. Like I have always said, federal character dictates that this president should come, that the next president should come from the South. And not just the South in general, the Southeast, seeing as the Southeast has never had a president. Not even, okay, I think VP once. Even that VP said, we can't count that as VP. Has not occupied any of the two the two major positions in this country. That's either president or vice. The Yorubas have done it as president and vice, which is why I don't even support the Yoruba presidency now. The president should come from the Southeast. That's just one of the reasons why Peter Obi makes sense. The PDP would have had all this to themselves if they had just given it to Peter Obi, or they had found a way to make Peter Obi their candidate, but no, they had to go back to the north. No, they had to go back to Atiku. Good God. Good God, I can't believe they goofed that big. While I lighten the mirage of problems bedeviling the country, Victor Umeh said Nigerians were yearning for the person who is capable of solving these problems. He said Obi had been identified as the only person among the candidates that can solve this problem, and he would not be far-fetched. Obi, as a candidate, appeals to many people. He appeals to me. His knowledge of business, his knowledge of economy, his pedigree, what he has done, the positions that he has occupied, makes me believe that this person is someone that I can trust the next 4 to 8 years of this country into. I can trust the next 4 to 8 years of this country into Peter Obi's hand. I can't say the same of Atiku and Tinubu. Atiku has been running for president for close to 30 years now. At this point, I think it's just an obsession of his. Tinubu, I think Tinubu becoming president, this would be the highlight of his political career. None of which actually have the keys, the tools to rescue Nigeria from the present economic crisis that she is in. If anybody tells you that Tinubu did the same in Lagos, trust me, just tell them, see, Tinubu didn't do jack shit in Lagos. Lagos has always been an economic hub, a commercial capital. Even before Tinubu got there, so Tinubu didn't do jack shit. All he did was appropriate some things to himself and make his people and postulate and beat his chest and put his people in positions that mattered. That's all he did. He didn't advance Lagos. So you now you see why Peter Obi cannot become the running mate to anybody. Victor Umeh is right. Nigerians are yearning for Obi. Him coming on now or Obi deciding to now play second fiddle to Kwankwaso would just be a slap in the face of so many Nigerians that have poured out their support for him. And that's just not possible, right? That's just not possible. But what do I know? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Till next time, arrivederci.